Hello, everyone, and welcome to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. Okay, we grabbed a base there, looks like by Quadraline. Um, okay, that is not surprising to me, and that's one of the things I wanted to examine is, does he have any mines? And, well, yes he does. I may lose that sub. But it also tells me, don't send any more subs over there. But hey, if we sink an armed merchant cruiser for the price of a S boat, it might be worth it. What? All right, I did a little overkill on the sweeps there, but just want to make sure he's not gonna bomb or cap trap me at Rangoon. Whoa, 18 bombers did this much damage. And of course, they're 250-pound bombs. So that might, with all those hits, it might not be as much damage as my mind would like to imagine. Wow. But that's going to be pretty good. We do have some 250-pound bombs, but mostly 500-pound bombs. That was nice. And then we've got, all right, he's moving toward us, and this, one of the reasons for this bombing is to check out what he has coming toward us. Uh, the SNLF, maybe he's just messing with me, but now we know he's just got a small unit there. We could probably advance on him and knock him out of that hex too. That's not ours. All right, we got one. I think just one. One Sally, but a lot damaged. Maybe that'll discourage him from coming back tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, already jumping into the land action. Whoops. Okay, we got some upgrades here. Dealey is the most important one. Hopefully we can get some more aircraft there to give us some offensive strike power. Yeah, we should be in there next tomorrow. Okay, we're back. June 20, 1943. Pardon me, New Hanover. Okay, we're starting to take some of these unoccupied islands around New Ireland because, dang it. Oh well. That's unfortunate, but looks like we have another chance, and we hit it this time. Detonates. Do we have 2 hits? Severe damage. Yeah, both hit and should sink. Whoa! I'm shocked 2 torpedoes heavy damage didn't sink it outright. Okay. Guess we'll have to wait. It's up here somewhere north of Japan. North of Hokkaido. So I was thinking about this. It looks like he's gonna use subs with float planes to spot us around the South Pacific Theater, for lack of a better term. Because we pretty much eliminated his ability to spot out of truck. Okay, this might be a tad loud, at least for me. So hopefully you can hear the important things. That is without getting your ears damaged. Okay, so I have a thought. Well, I'll go over it, I think, if I'll try to remember. Um, okay. Changsha, let's see if we can get some damage on these sallies. 10 damage. But we're still getting hit. Maybe we can have some ops loss there. Wow, that's a lot of disabled. There it goes. Um, so he's moving up this road, pardon me, and he's got 3 divisions, but we're dug in. I may combine these to, be full complete cores now that he's moved in. Well, that was kind of a quick turn. We'll look. Hmm. Yeah, look for reinforcements. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to be getting some cargo planes here, too. That I'm excited about. Yeah, it's going to be nice. All right, let's take a look at our ops report. We got New Hanover Island occupied by the Allies. We noted that, and I'm just going to kind of knock this out here. So we got some things ready to go. I'll probably wait until we're got pretty much everything back and start organizing my carrier task forces again. But in the meantime, we'll just keep plugging away at these repairs. And we got some sub chasers back. We got a sub ready to go. And we got these new things. Patrol squadron, which we need ASAP because we're going to be retiring another patrol squadron that we're going to try to replace. And then all these transport aircraft, um, they're all C-46s. So they're going to be the bigger cargo hold and longer range. So that's going to be really good to get supplies into China. I mean, it's exceedingly slow as it is, and it's still going to be slow, but it's going to be better. Every little bit helps. Okay, let's look at our losses, which unfortunately are higher than I would like at 6 versus 4. Okay. All right. So he lost these 4. Okay. And we lost these 6. The flak was one of our recon. That's not fun. I probably whatever this is, whatever mission this is flying, I'll probably have to raise it up high, high, high. I have to look at that, and we lost the pilot, probably the F5A pilot. And we're not getting the report on the ship we sank. And I don't see. Here's the stuff we sank at or near truck. That was nice. And then I don't know. Nothing else stands out to me. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit the high points anyway, but I'm gonna hit the high points. Let's see. So like I was saying, he's gonna maybe put subs in these areas. For example, see how Task Force 385 has a spot of 4 out of 4. Um, it could be radio, but it's probably literally a sub lurking here with a spotter. But otherwise, he's not going to fly the big aircraft out of truck, the big float planes. And so we should be able to get around here and get into Hollandia, Manus, things like that without him even knowing where we are, unless he has subs lurking. And that's why I have ASW as much as possible. You can see these light blue ones. So that said, and it's not quite the same here. This one's a little bit more tenuous because he could have aircraft at Makassar or Manado and watching us here. Or Ternate. But so this is something we'll have to be very careful of. I'm bringing just a single AKL. We're going to see if we can put some supplies here without being caught. If we're caught, then that'll also help me understand what he's doing out here. Now, having said that, I need to get some more recon out here because I want to look at Makassar. I don't know if I have the range to do Ternate. Yeah, I do. And other places. So we'll be doing that shortly. Now let me jump up to Burma. So I've got two divisions coming. One for sure, one almost, they're just packing up and they're going to rail to here. I'm going to literally march down this road and try to smash that out of here. And I'm going to actually just keep, I'll stop here. I'll stop here as long as he's here because I'm not going to cross the river with that stack there. But once I'm here, I can leave these 4 brigades and move the division around to be a bit more useful somewhere else. um, in China, and by the way, while I'm still here, we'll look at this because one thing I'm not real excited about are these are all very low, they're not very equipped. So they can have up to 25, but we have 5 in each of these. Now, having said that, they each carry basically, each aircraft carries 5 tons. And so of supplies. So 5 times 5, that's 25 tons of supplies. Now I operate at a 40 rest. So let's say 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 times 6 is 90. 90 tons of supplies we can fly into Chengdu every day with just what we have here. That's not bad, but can you imagine if we have 5 times 90, 450 with all of these going? 450 tons of supplies flying in, and that's just C-46s. The C-47s that keep bringing stuff into Tuyung will keep doing so. Now, they don't have quite the same cargo capacity at 3 tons, but 3 times 25 is 75. And I guess we're not using all 25, let's say 15. So, what did I say? 3 times 15 is 45. So 45 tons for each of these 3, roughly. And so that's 135. So that's not bad. We'll get it up. We'll get up, and we got this group is 2/3 of the way full, and the more C-46s we get, the more we can keep that shuttling happening. And then I kind of want to look these. Yeah, the Chinese ones we already got very slowly coming in. But when do we get the American ones? And it's only 3 per month. That's ridiculous. How are we supposed to do that? Oh, yeah, that's slow. Okay, I didn't even notice that before. How long do we get it for? Well, it's still 3. Yeah, we're not even gonna have enough to fill out these groups. Oh, however, I guess when we get the D's, we'll get 100 per month. Of course, we have to wait a year and a half for that, and then we can just probably max everybody out, and we'll be good to go. Anyway, enough about that. We also will be getting a very slow trickle of these as well, and these can carry 6,000, which isn't a bunch, but we can fly these all the way to Sion, and that's nice. So yeah, now China, we don't have a lot going on in China, and except for he came into here, we'll just go ahead and combine our units and see, this one's very weak, but we'll just combine it and let it keep building up. And this one, between the two, we should be able to hold, and we have fort level 4 for both. So that should be very hard to crack. And it's ×3 terrain. Okay, other than that, moving up the map. Yeah, we escaped here. He's not bombing us anymore. We're just the reason we're moving. Oh, he is bombing us. Okay. Let's just do move again. I'm gonna do reserve again, just to keep pushing. And this guy will be there in probably one day. All right. So I don't really have anything else to show you here right this moment. But I can tell you, I am already working on specifically troops getting into New Britain, and I will be soon getting troops into Rabaul. And between the two, we'll just start bombarding and looking at what he has, whittling him down, wearing him out. Also, I have guys in the area now that are going to be starting to prepare for Woodlark. So if we can take these 3 bases, that'll get all the stuff in the rear. I'm not going to wait till we own these 3 bases. I'm already getting ships into position to load up for Manus and Hollandia. And that once we have Hollandia, I think it's just a matter of time for us to base hop down to Manokwari, and then once we have Manokwari, it's just going to be very quick, hopefully domino effect. Now I say that we have to build this up because then I can base several aircraft and start pushing to say Sorong and continue to push. I may ignore. It depends on what he has, and we'll recon all this when we get there. But I may ignore some of these bases here and just go for Mindanao, and then if I push this hard, then and he's hanging out here still. You know, the cool thing about this is you can go all these bases like this, more or less, and he might be stockpiling here, expecting me to go historical and smash into Marianas. But then if we ignore him, he's gonna have to withdraw from the Marianas. Because this makes until we well, I'll say this, until we encounter KB and have a really epic fight and minimize his capacity to defend these or ambush us while we're invading. Until that happens, I'm not gonna charge these. The allies in World War II could come at this with carriers, knowing that all he had more or less was land-based air. I can't do that. He could have lots of land-based air plus carriers, and we would be at a strong disadvantage because he still has several carriers. Plus, I'm sure he's building more, and so we just have to. I think we just have to utilize our land-based air and push off with that advantage, and we can probe the center of the Dutch East Indies right up this underbelly, and we can also do the same with um, Philippines and just completely bypass all this. And he can stockpile it and build it up all he wants, and we get Manokwari, Sarong, Ternay, and Morotai, and then go here to Talad Islanden, and then right up the gut here into Mindanao, and so on. I think it's going to be interesting, whatever it is. And I know that's way some of this stuff is way in the future, but I think that's the way it's going to have to go. Also, the cool thing about getting air power at like Sorong and stuff is you can't be just going in here without without I don't know. Basically, he can't just go anytime he wants up and down through here without concern. Because we can put set up all kinds of bombing runs to affect this. The Makassar Strait is a different story, though. I'm gonna have to secure Kendari and probably some of these bases up here to really close down the Makassar Strait. But it'll be nice to be able to shut down these bases up here, Tarakan and Balikpapan. And then as far as this Java, that's going to be a lot more difficult to lock down. All right, well, I've rambled enough, but anyway, I'm enjoying this. I hope you are too. I know it's kind of a slow-paced game doing it daily, but at least things are constantly being put in motion, even if it's taken a long time to get to the destination. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and we will come back and talk about June 21 and go from there. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.